Today. Now going over to the culture part of the podcast, you have Dylan Mulvaney winning Women of the Year. I was going to say, who could have seen this coming? Well, many people. Controversially enough, Dylan Mulvaney is a biological man and is now a trans activist. Best well known for destroying Bud Light in terms of Bud Light, their marketing manager, Alyssa Heiderchild, who will be never forgotten throughout the history books. They actually hired Dylan Mulvaney for be an ambassador program, and they sent Dylan a bottle with Dylan's face on it, celebrating Dylan's 365 days of, many would say, pejoratively mocking women. Dylan's days of womanhood is what Dylan proclaims. I can't use the proper pronouns or any pronouns hardly because YouTube will, get rid of the video subsequently. Now, there's actually a speech which, interestingly enough, it might hurt your ears. Let's go ahead and we'll play it around. And I do appreciate all the comments and feedback. If you know of a good software for picture-in-picture production software, where I can actually have it shown while I'm playing, I really appreciate that. I've tried a couple, but keep on some technical issues. So if you do have any recommendations, I'd greatly appreciate it. So without further ado, this is the Virgin Atlantic sponsored. They're actually one of the ones who gave the award or sponsoring the event. So this is I can't tell who on earth, who is this? I'm trying to see if I don't know who this person is announcing the award, but nevertheless, we'll start to play this clip.
The Woman of the Year Award, supported by Virgin Atlantic, goes to Dylan Mulvaney.
Hello, London! I am so honored to be here with you all tonight. And, some see me as the Woman of the Year. Some see me as a woman of a year and some change, as I only publicly came out online 560 days ago. And some people don't see me as a woman at all. I know, which is why receiving this honor from a queer publication like Attitude means so much more to me. Because here's what I've realized. You ready? Okay. So, no matter how hard I try, or what I wear, or what I say, or what surgeries I get, I will never reach an acceptable version of womanhood by those hateful people's standards. But as long as I have the queer community that sees me for my truth, I'm gonna be okay. And I'm equally grateful that this title is happening in the UK, and not just because I am deeply attracted to your accents, which I am, but because I came to London on holiday this summer after months of feeling
It's called for vacation, not holiday. Come on now.
isolated. And when I arrived, I didn't feel that baggage that I was carrying back in the US. And I didn't feel like the trans beer girl. I didn't walk into rooms and wonder, oh, does that person hate me? I was just another gal walking around in a Burberry trench on her way to a West End musical. And, I romanticized this country as a safe place. And as dangerous as it is for trans people here right now, like the hate that was spewed last week, maybe it's less about where we are and more about who we're with. And that if I'm surrounded by people like you all, that this still can be one of my safe spaces. So, when you have a win for trans rights, that's a win for us back in the States too. And I think if we all just adopt a girl's girl mentality and we say goodbye to the scarcity complexes, that we have a better chance of getting through this, because they want us to be in competition with each other. They would love nothing more than to see the L's.
Wait. Talk about competition. You just won the award. In that case, shouldn't you give the award back if you don't believe in competition? I'm confused. I think many people are, but nevertheless.
And the B's and the G's turn their backs on the T's. And to quote the critically acclaimed High School Musical franchise, we're all in this together. I know, almost as profound as Shakespeare. But
words cannot describe how stupid those statements are in terms of comparing Shakespeare to High School Musical. Actually, I'm surprised anyone has ever legitimately or attempted to legitimately use a quote from those musicals at all. But I suspect that's not even the most controversial thing about the speech.
I wanted to give a quick shout out to some of the girls in my life, both cis and trans, that have helped me break away from my scarcity.
I did use the Urban Dictionary. I found that cis is not a short term for sister, which I thought that was a, what do you call it, slang for short, people like to shorten words to sound hip and cool. How that isn't short for sister is beyond me. I would think that'd make more sense. Also, in terms of marketing, getting an F, the award for Woman of the Year, Dylan is holding an A, which, why would it not be a W for woman, or the woman, the gender, the sign, the Volvo logo? And interestingly enough, hilariously enough, it's presented by Jaguar, not Volvo. Another marketing fail.
And step into my womanhood. Firstly, my mom for navigating being the parent of a trans daughter while you are watching your child just get slammed by extremist media. She deserves a vacation and maybe also...
Extremist media, you say? Fascinatingly enough, please show me that evidence. There's maybe like 3 or 4 contrarian news outlets. They are, in terms of volume of, eyeballs on them, they're very, very small. If you look on any of the major news networks like CNN, MSNBC, even LinkedIn, no one is saying pejorative things about this person. Even articles where they actually go over why Bud Light is losing. Bloomberg, I believe, is our article last week. They had a big article talking about why Bud Light lost all those sales. Again, $400 million just gone from their fiscal Q2 this year compared to the same time period last year. They didn't even mention Dylan Mulvaney, which, again, for that marketing business blunder of the century, is the elephant in the room. Or perhaps a more apt metaphor might be the donkey in the room. But nevertheless, back to the acceptance speech.
To a Xanax. The gals who glam me and make me feel beautiful, Angie, Kelly, Donnie, and special shout out to the NYC glam dolls, Zenobia and Laurel, because dolls will always make you looking right. Am I right? To my life coach, Maury, who has cradled the many tears.
I don't want to say this is a red flag, but if you have a life coach, I have yet to meet someone I respect who has paid for a life coach. I mean, it used to be back in the day, you would just have, good friends, good family, a member of the religious community to help you out. But I can't help but also notice a lot of people who are life coaches are usually people with just kind of failures on their own and charge copious amounts of money just to say, you can do it, Johnny, which again, just get a friend. Nevertheless, back to the speech, and I apologize. I know it's probably very painful for the earballs, so to say.
My agent, Steph, who has fought for me in an industry that can be deeply transphobic. To my...
The industry that's deeply transphobic. This person's got more opportunities than anyone could possibly fathom. Hollywood embraces this and glorifies this to no end. What? Where are the... I have to rewind that. That is so asinine.
Cheers to my agent, Steph, who has fought for me in an industry that can be deeply transphobic.
What? In what way? Name one company that's come out as being against the trans movement. Many companies are being silent on the issue, again, because it's an issue that if you make, for example, tumblers for a living, why would anyone care about your opinion for that subject is beyond me. It makes sense for them not to take a political stand on that. But are there a lot of companies that you know of that are against this, that are proudly proclaiming that? I mean, you don't see that hardly ever. Let me know in the comments if you've seen that. I mean, maybe one or the conservative media companies, yeah, perhaps, but again, facts and reality.
To my best friend since we were 10, Lily, who is my date tonight, and my forever plus one. You are the kind of woman that I strive to be, and I cannot wait to eat room service with you at 4 a.m. later. To the non-binary and gender non-conforming friends in my life, Alok, Jonathan Van Ness, Fight Master, thank you for reminding me of life off the binary. And Travis, who worked on the Peace for Attitude, which you should all check out. Non-binary humans can and should have a place in both womanhood and the trans experience. Because remember, no scarcity complex allowed around here. And most of all, to the trans woman in my life, you have shown me more grace, wisdom, patience, and empathy than I deserve. And it's kind of epic that if I did list out all those names, we'd be here all night. But I still am gonna. So Sasha Colby. No, I'm kidding. But I've got a lot of sisters in the dollhouse, so you are all my women of the year. All these gals that I've mentioned, as well as many more, are a part of my crew and are the reason that I'm still alive. I hope you all have your crews too. Now let's party! And I am interested in dual citizenship. So don't be shy, come dance with me tonight. Okay, I love ya.
And then it ends on a big graphic that says Virgin Atlantic Attitude Awards, powered by Jaguar. Which again, the marketing, that in and of itself is a marketing business blunder of the day. Why that is not marketed by Volvo is beyond me. And Jaguar, yeah, I don't get that. I mean, yeah, that seems interesting to say the least. And I can't help but notice the parallels with Dylan Mulvaney's, what are people calling it, a performance or a speech? But if you look at the video where Dylan first came to fame going on The Price is Right, the same arm movements, the same bombastic way of saying the words are exactly the same. Now, the outfit, of course, did change, but it'll be interesting to see as this has exploded on the social media. I wonder, how are the comments? Do you think they're good, bad, happy, sad? We shall go ahead and we'll dive right in. Now, someone by the name of Cross Capital said, quote, "How does that make real women feel? A man dresses up in a sparkling clothes and wears makeup and now becomes Woman of the Year? How does this keep happening? Real women should be outraged by this. You're literally losing out to men. Seems like equal rights and opportunities for women and going in the wrong direction at this point." Person got 458 likes, which is, I believe, one of the most liked responses. Someone actually responded to this person by the name of Salem A saying, quote, "Sadly, many women actually support this, which is baffling. Women's beauty pageants are being won by men in Portugal and Netherlands, and this is growing. I don't care for these events, but it's an indication of how women are accepting of this, which is unfortunate," unquote. So it's got 110 likes, which is very true. It's one of those phenomena where women, I would say women in general are much more accepting of things, just kind of based on their attitude, personalities. And you saw this in sports really early on, the big controversial situation in sports when you had the collegiate swimming, where you had Riley Gaines, who tied with a biological man who was the 458th best, and then started competing with women by identifying as women, became number one. And a lot of the female athletes weren't speaking up, partially because they were afraid of being socially ostracized, but I think a lot of them are just accepting by nature. And it wasn't until much later, until more of a cultural discussion came around that topic, and more people started to push back saying, well, there's certainly a physical unfair advantage, and these other girls, they're losing out on opportunities because of the situation. Now, going back to more comments, someone by the name of Darcy said, quote, "No matter how hard I try, or what I wear, or what I say, or what surgeries I get, I will never reach an acceptable vision of womanhood by those hateful people standards," unquote. And then a quote within a quote, this person continues to say, quote, "He ain't lying. There is nothing he can do to become a woman. He will always be a woman poser." And Darcy did use a neat little funny emoji of a person going. So, fascinating to see how the emoji community is expanding exponentially. That person got 247 likes. Someone by the name of Lowell Napiula Jr. said, quote, "Dylan, you gotta stop, man," unquote. And I was going to say, hopefully YouTube will recognize context. I'm quoting something. We'll see what YouTube actually does with this video. Thankfully, they started trying to put it more in Rumble and more and more. Now, this person also did a GIF, or actually just a picture of Bri's Dos Equis brand ambassador, just kind of looking disappointed. And the text is saying, "Every single day, the stupid get stupider." Someone by the name of Dweller said, quote, "Man still gets rewarded for deliberately mocking women," unquote, getting 24 likes. Someone by the name of Alex Bloodflyer said, quote, when Attitude Magazine awards Woman of the Year to a man, you know it's complete nonsense, and they didn't like being told." And it looks like that publication blocked him. And that did get 136 likes. Someone by the name of Hackney Dr. Terrify said, quote, "Because you're a man, Dylan," unquote. Hashtag just say man. Got 244 likes. Justin Brian Galloway said, quote, I doubt he had any surgeries, unquote, getting 29 likes, which is another controversial thing in the trans community in this cultural phenomenon. As far as we know, Dylan has not had what is known in the community as bottom surgery, where they cover your ears if you have children listening. They chop off your junk, as they might say. And it appears that Dylan has not had that surgery, while Dylan has had facial surgery, which many people who are questioning Dylan's authenticity, most people, well, they're saying, well, that's very easily reversible. Now, going down to more and more comments. Let's see here. Liliani Downing said, quote, just embarrassing. He's a drag queen. That's it. Unquote, getting 160 likes. A lot of people just staying still. Man, I'm scrolling and trying to see if there's more of a mix of opinions. Right now, the comment section seem overwhelmingly against the award and against Dylan. A lot of people calling for reality. A lot of people saying women are XX. Oh, wow. Someone by the name of Dr. S. Hart, who does have the trans flag, the Ukraine, the Ukraine flag, the peace flag. And this person said, quote, wow, what an inspiration. This woman has some balls, unquote. Which, I'm sure the pun was intended. That's 181 likes, though, however. Someone by the name of Liz said, quote, exactly, all the makeup and surgery still doesn't change XY, unquote. She got 78 likes. So I'm trying to see if there's any positive comments here or any supportive comments. Thus far, it seemed as if the whole speech was vitriolly ratioed, as the youth might say. Let me know in the comments, do you think Dylan will continue to get $1 million endorsements? Previously, Dylan got $1 million endorsement from Maybelline, a makeup company, which, again, if you're selling makeup goop, a good way to double your profit margins is to double the audience or double your prospective clients, where traditionally, mostly women and actors buy makeup. And it'll be interesting to see if public perception is shifting on this topic, and maybe more people are just talking about it, but anecdotally speaking, in terms of me looking at social media, it seems as if more people are speaking out against the acceptance of this particular cultural initiative or cultural phenomenon. And there's more and more people who, I know a lot of people who are scared because they would lose their job if they said anything against this. And I think the number of people who are afraid are decreasing as more people are emboldened. And hopefully everyone remembers, hey, it's the United States of America. Everyone has the right to free speech. And we used to agree with that. Hopefully we will someday soon. It'll be interesting to see where it goes from here. But in terms of, I don't know if we should maybe start a culture. We have a business blunder of the day, of course. But I wonder if we should start a cultural blunder of the day. Might be something to think about. It'll be interesting to see where we go from here. But as I always say, time shall tell. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. I also want to especially thank everyone. It took us a while, but we were finally monetized, so I'm very happy for that. It means we're going to turn on the ads, and with the additional revenue that comes in, we'll be able to hire more resources, get some maybe creative people to actually design the thumbnails. We'll get some software to do the picture-in-picture once you get to that point. So I really do appreciate it. I'm very excited to say that we've gotten to that point, so I'll be turning monetization on. Also, if you can give me suggestions for the picture-in-picture software for production, I greatly appreciate that. I know the feedback, that's something they want. I've tried a couple, but keeps having some quirks. Also, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.